Hello, welcome to Life with the Popes. We are so excited to be back with you live for tonight's discussion.
Yes.
Friends with benefits.
Friends with benefits. Yeah.
We're going to give just a few minutes for those of us who have been anticipating us coming live. You guys chose this topic. We need to straighten this camera.
Okay, we'll do like this.
So tonight we are talking about, we chose the topic or the title Friends with Benefits. It's crooked. We chose the title Friends with Benefits, but we're actually talking about marriage tonight. Marriage. It's crooked. Sorry guys.
This is a woman doing what she does.
I know, my camera is crooked and I can't stand it. It's like this.
Baby, just look at the camera. You look good.
So tonight we're talking about marriage, even though we've titled it Friends with Benefits.
This is what friends come in at when I'm trying to...
The camera is crooked, I promise you. It's like... Okay.
Nothing has changed since the Life of the Popes have come on. Trust me.
So tonight we are talking about marriage. And we're talking about our take on marriage. Our take on marriage. We're calling it Friends with Benefits because... that is what we believe the best version of marriage is.
Correct.
Is can you kill the music, baby? Is when we actually treat each other like best friends. Best friends.
You treat me like your best friend.
Mm-hmm. I do. Do you treat me like your best
Girl, no. I love you.
friend? You know what? Friends with benefits is
That's
our
the benefit
topic
part
for tonight. So just to give you guys some background on why we are titling this series Friends with Benefits. Hey guys, I see all of you. Hello.
Hello everybody.
Hello everyone. Blessings in abundance. So the reason we've titled this Friends with Benefits is because two things. When you go into marriage, there's so much propaganda, there is so many rules, expectations, gender roles.
Yeah.
That
unrealistic expectations.
Unrealistic expectations. That gender roles, society, Christian values. Mm-hmm. There's so much that has played into why you expect certain things out of marriage. And what we've learned in our marriage, in order to make our marriage work, sometimes you have to take off the husband cap, the wife cap. You've got to take off the mindset of, well, a husband should be like this or do this. A wife should be like this or do this. Because at the end of the day, we are two people.
They come from two different worlds.
Two totally different backgrounds.
Yes.
Two totally different upbringings. Two totally different families. And you're merging your lives together.
Yes.
And so when we put out the survey for this month for Life of the Popes to come back, we asked everyone to say, what do you want us to talk about? We got so much input, hundreds of responses saying it was all different types of questions.
Correct.
About marriage. It was, how do you manage blended families? How do you ask for what you want in the bedroom without offending someone or hurting your partner?
Wait till we talk about that one. Not that.
Right.
But it's a great thing because a lot of people do not know how to ask.
Right. How do you manage children? How do you manage finances? Mm-hmm. How do you manage disagreements? We got so many different questions. Is marriage even realistic in the 21st century?
Or necessary.
Or necessary. Right?
Should
I still be holding marriage as a standard in the 21st century? So we got a gazillion questions about marriage. And tonight we have something brand new. We want to make sure we let you guys know about this. Tonight you can actually call us if you have a question. We've got another phone.
I got two phones.
If you have a question that you want us to answer live on our show tonight, you're going to give us a call at 678-383-9445.
There's a question already.
That's 678-383-9445. 9445. If somebody can type that in the comments on both Instagram and Facebook, that would be phenomenal so everyone can see that. That's 678-383-9445.
Okay, hold on. They're saying pin the number, please. So let's pin the number.
Pin the number, please. Okay, we're going to pin it.
You don't touch that screen. I don't want that thing to move. All right, what is it again?
678.
Okay, 678.
383. 9445 for the Pope hotline. This is the Pope hotline. All your questions, if you want to go live. Now, we'll use your first name. You can give your first name on the line when you call, but everything else will be anonymous. And we're now listen, if some crazy people call in tonight,
please go
if some crazy people call us, just understand that the Pope's block game is real strong. We gonna hang up on you and block you. So don't crazy
in
people
other words,
out here in the world. Please don't call the Popes tonight.
No, please.
Cheryl said I should have been over there to answer.
Yeah, I haven't taken my pill today, so don't call.
So this is why we have called this series Friends with Benefits. We are going to be talking about modern marriage for the next
whenever we stop.
Literally, we're going to be covering all the questions that were sent in about marriage. We're going to be taking those questions one by one, week by week, and answering those questions.
Is there a series that was going to come out of this too?
Oh, and we have a brand new course that is coming out that we're going to be teaching together.
Yes.
For those of you who want to start to get ready for love, dating, marriage. We are starting a new course that's going to be released soon called Ready, Set, Love. Ready, Set, Love.
That's
and
it.
the Popes will be teaching that together, so you'll be able to get the balance of the feminine and the masculine. It's going to be covering preparation for marriage. It's going to be covering preparations for dating. It's going to be giving you best practices, standards, everything you need to be doing, mind, body, and spirit to be ready to invite love into your life and to be ready for marriage. So, Ready, Set, Love is coming. We will be plugging that soon and releasing that soon. You'll be able to sign up. So, once again, phone number for anybody who wants to call in with the question, 678-383-9445. 678-383-9445. Okay, over here on Instagram, we already had a question. Do you think that sometimes finding a mate who shares your values is significant, such as looking outside the U.S. if interested in more traditional roles? I'll let Mr. Pope.
So here's the problem with that question. Traditional roles have to be defined up front as far as your expectations, because time has changed tremendously. The culture has changed tremendously with the 21st century marriage. It's not like it was in the 20th century. So much has transpired over time. And so you definitely want to find someone that you have equally yoked with, meaning you have likes, you have goals and values, and as we call it, you want to find your purpose partner. Because your purpose partner is going to link with you, and both you together are going to go forward. You're going to make her better, he's going to make you better. The problem is, if you get someone with you just to look good or because they pay the bills or they're fine or whatever, it's not going to last. It has to be a purpose partner. So looking outside of the U.S. for someone, you're not limited to the United States for a mate, but you want to make sure that that mate you find, wherever they come from, is a purpose partner and has the same values that you have, or it won't work.
And I would say this is now, there's a nuance to this question that I think hasn't exactly been said. I'm thinking that Aid from Chicago is probably a man.
I say he or she.
I think that it's a man. And one of the things that I like to point out is sometimes when I listen to men and I read the comments that we get on YouTube and different places, it seems like men are thinking that going outside of the United States to other countries, Latin countries, European countries, anywhere where they can go to a country that seemingly has more simplistic or traditional values where women are more submissive, or they're a little bit more catering, nurturing, whatever it is that you're thinking you're getting in a woman from another country. One of the problems with that is that if you are motivated by fear, Aid from Chicago, if you are being motivated by pain or fear, in other words, you've been hurt previously in relationships, and now you're thinking that the answer is that you need someone from some other country, and that's the answer for you because she won't hurt you, she won't let you down, she's not going to cheat, she's not going to leave, she's not going to lie, whatever it is that hurt you before, a lot of the time where that's leading is actually to more pain, because it doesn't matter where you're going to find the woman, that as long as you are coming from a position trying to alleviate the liability or risk that you have in getting vulnerable and seeking love, it doesn't matter where you find her.
No, because at the end of the day, a woman is a woman, a man is a man. And there's just certain characteristics that both bring to a relationship. It doesn't matter where you go, it's going to come out. And
if you're motivated by fear or pain, and you're trying to avoid certain situations, again, you're actually attracting that to you. It's not coming from a place of love and vulnerability. And so at the end of the day, your heart positioning, your ego, your pain, if everything is coming from that, you're going to reap that. Which means you can get yourself a little Latin girl, you bring her to America, she gets Americanized, you got the same problems. Or else you're the way you see and how you see things through your eyes, you'll begin to see these things in her, and you'll actually manifest it in her.
So we're going to talk about that too, is being mindful of how you think, because if you're operating in fear, like she said, all you're doing is bringing towards you more of the problem that you're wanting to run away from. And so that's important to make. And if I can be honest with you, Aid from Chicago, and all of you that's watching, that's one thing about the Ready, Set, Love course. It's going to teach about being healed before you get into a relationship, not trying to be healed through a relationship. And a lot of time when we look for people to get in a relationship with, we're wanting someone to heal us, to make me feel good about me. Yeah. And that's not their responsibility to make you feel good about you. That's you getting the help that's needed. And that's why the Ready, Set, Love is going to be so great, because it's going to teach you how to love you first. Not look for Rebecca to make me feel good. She can't make me feel good. She can give me all the love that she can, but if I'm not feeling good about me, she's wasting her time, and vice versa. And
Junie over here says, brothers have to get you a Proverbs 31 woman. No matter the race, I have me one. And one of the things that, there's a scripture that talks about, he who finds a wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor from God. And so, and women love to focus on the finding part, that he's going to find you. That's not really what that scripture means. It means that he who finds a wife, not just a woman, a wife, a woman of certain value, a woman of certain principle, a loving woman, a kind woman, a fair woman, an honest woman, and loyal woman, a man who finds that kind of woman, a wife, is going to be so blessed and obtain favor. And at the end of the day, there are women like that all over. The problem is that a lot of the time we don't realize that our heart positioning and the desires we have for a certain look, the compatibility we're looking for physically, a lot of the things that you've put into this laundry list of things that you expect it to be and want it to be is what's hindering you from attracting true love. Darren says Americanized was the key word. Define Americanized. Americanized culture refers to selfishness. Selfishness. That is what Americanized to me refers to. Egocentric behavior. We have a call coming in. Hold on one second.
Put them on hold, and then
I'm going to put them on hold for 1 second.
Okay, so listen, when you call in tonight,
hold on one moment,
you're going to put on hold briefly so we can finish what we're saying, and then we're going to
come on. And I think, they hung up because I didn't put them on speaker. Oh, it's calling with their name. Call back, caller. Call back one more time. We're sorry. Look, we're working out our technical difficulties over here. I got to learn how to work the hotline. I'm sorry.
You can call me on my cell phone.
Call us one more time, caller. We're going to put you on live. We're ready for you. So a lot of the time, Americanized culture, what I mean when I say Americanized is that American culture has become very narcissistic, very, very egocentric, but don't get it twisted. Every country looks up to America. Every country in our cult wants to be like our culture. So just don't think just because you go get a woman from Latin America or somewhere else that she's not sitting there consuming American social media, American TV shows. They're consuming all of that. They want to wear the clothes. They want to wear they want their hair like that.
And they want their freedom that comes with being American.
And they want the money.
And the money and the prestige.
So they may say all the right things to get you.
Do you remember years ago when Eddie Murphy came out with, I think it was Raw, and he said he's going to get him a woman from Africa who couldn't speak English, and he said he brought her to America, and she said she got Americanized. She said, Eddie, I want to talk to you about some things I won't have. And that was basically what he was saying, that she got Americanized and she won't half of everything. Right. And so that's what happens. Just because you go to another country to get someone, it's just a matter of time. Because you got to remember this. If you're American, it's a matter of time before they become Americanized. I doubt very seriously you're going to convert to their culture. Okay?
And you have to remember now with social media and with the internet, everything's universal.
Yes.
Everything's universal.
Yes.
Yes, on the...
Okay, so also here she said, Carrie hollering, yeah, Eddie, I got some things I want to talk to you. I won't huff. And most of the time, and again, we're both divorcees, and we have, we come up through the church system. We came up through expectations. We came up through false ideas of how marriage should be. And it was really until we got older and really went through hell that we began to understand, number one, you need to have someone that you're going to enjoy. Even in the bad times, they add so much value that even in the bad times, they're still good. We had to learn how to laugh when we were hurting. We had to learn to stop taking each other so seriously.
Okay, give me a space to figure this out, Carrie, so I can... Hello?
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello, welcome to Life with the Popes. You are live. How are you doing? Hello, can you hear me? Okay, we had somebody call in and leave a message, so I'm going to read the message. Hello, my name is blah, blah, blah from Los Angeles, and I was watching the live broadcast on Instagram with you and your husband. You were talking about Ready, Set, Go, the course, and I have a question. And my question is, how do you recalibrate or readjust yourself after you've been dating a man for a year and you find out the man is married and the way...
Oh, that's a voicemail.
Oh. Well, I don't want to play her name.
Okay, wait, don't worry about it.
She has her phone number.
Okay.
So the wife found out via FaceTime, saw what they were doing, and she said she was absolutely mortified. Oh my God, and there's a little bit more of the story that I would love your help on this question.
What's
so
the question?
What do you do when you find out someone you've been dating is married? You've been dating someone for over a year and you find out they're married. That is so sad.
I'll let you answer that because I'm the man.
So here's the thing, anonymous caller who's left us a message. Real talk, there's a lot of work that has to go in prior to committing to someone. Prior to you giving your all to someone, committing to them, and giving your heart, there is a vetting and qualifying process that has to take place. This is why most people don't really know how to date, and why most people feel like dating sucks so much, is because they're out here looking for the right person, honey. And I know you're on Instagram, so you're listening. It's a learning process. I know this is hurting so bad. But at the end of the day, you've got to learn the lessons from it. Don't give up on love. Don't give up on getting back out here, that there's a man for you that is going to be honest, that's going to be truthful from the beginning. But at the end of the day, you've got to look at your own behavior and recognize there were things, there were signs there that you missed, or there was some vetting and qualifying that you didn't do, that you allowed because you wanted it so bad, you wanted to believe him, you wanted to be able, because you're wanting love. And that's most people. That's most people. We want love, so we want to believe that what someone is saying is the truth. We want to believe that when they're breaking patterns and things aren't adding up, and in our gut we're feeling like something is wrong, but we don't listen to it. We've got to listen.
Yeah, and you have to be very careful of the people who work out of town all the time, so they're always gone for business. That's one of the disguises of a relationship. They're always, I got to come in town, but I'll be in this weekend. Let's hang out because I'm going to be on the road again. No, You're going home. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that, because that's so unfair to you. But that's one of the things about the Ready, Set, Love course. It's to teach you how to date, how to enjoy dating, and how to look for the red flags.
Right.
Because there were red flags.
And also, here's another reason why we're starting this course, because now people like our caller have to heal.
Yes.
In order to be ready to
trust,
to hit the reset button.
Yes.
So you can be prepared for the honest man, the good guy who's coming along to give you his all. You've got to now heal up, recuperate and recover from all of these situations that you've been through. But to be honest, listen, everyone, and I really want every single person that's listening to me to hear me, you're going to have to toughen up. You're going to have to learn how to date from a positioning that is simultaneously open but also guarded. Because what happens is good-hearted people, God-hearted people are too easy. Nice people are too easy. You let people in too quickly. You're too trusting. You don't even know how to vet and qualify people. So guess what? You keep getting hurt over and over and over again. And it sucks.
Let's see right here.
Markeisha, I'm 24 and learning how to date healthy. Had hung with the guy a couple times and recently told him my standards about sex after marriage. He said he's not trying to do that. Kind of hurt because I like him, but I must move on.
When you say he's kind of, what did she say? Standing by man. He said he's not trying to do that. In other words, he's not waiting. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I would respect that brother for being honest up front. And that's part of what you have to put on the table. Listen, I'm into you, but this is my standards. This is my expectations.
Well, and I have a little bit of different take on this, ladies. To be honest, it's like, if you're being abstinent, and I'm going to come back around to you, Bridget. I see you. She came back on. She gave us some more details. Oh, we got another call.
You've talked. Go
okay,
ahead,
you got it.
Yes,
so here's my take on this. You're going to have to be careful, because in the first couple of dates, you don't want to be giving too much information about you.
Hold on, caller.
Of course, a man that doesn't know you from Eve is not ready to wait on you after marriage, and he's only been on 2 dates with you. Why are you even talking about your sex life on the second date? That's your personal business. So at the end of the day, sometimes you're wearing this abstinence or celibacy on your sleeve and not realizing it's really inappropriate to be talking about your sex life or lack thereof to anybody that you've just met. Give him a chance to get to know you to determine if he wants to wait. What happened? Somebody, a weirdo?
I'm not going to say that. I couldn't understand. I said, hold on. They were talking, and
okay,
yeah,
what happened?
I don't know. So bring it up.
Okay.
All right. So where I was trying to find it, because I want to see if he left it. He was talking, and maybe to transcribe the message, because I really could not.
Okay, so back over here, the gal who left us the voicemail says, I'm actually watching live. I didn't date for 10 years, and I was like a year, I think. We were trying to get the transcription from your voicemail, and I asked him point blank. He lied. He was a former pastor. Ugh. Ugh. Horrible.
It was horrible.
She's saying that he was a former pastor and he just outright lied. But here's where your due diligence comes in. This is where it's like you're not going to take people's word for it. You can't. People do lie. That's the truth in dating. People do lie. It is your job to find out what you don't know.
Yes.
I have a client who just ran a background check on somebody. Went in, paid for the background check. Why? Because her heart is valuable. Her life is valuable. She's created a life that she loves. Why should she risk her heart on with somebody that may or may not be lying? Let's do some fact checks.
Fact checks. So, caller, whoever you were that called, I was asking you to hold on for a second. I don't know if they transferred the information. But anyway, as she's doing that, any other questions? Because again, this is friends with benefits, and one of the things we're talking about as being in a couple relationship, you want to be with someone who is a friend. And I asked Rebecca earlier to explain, what is a friend?
What is a friend? So, we'll come back around to your question on Instagram. A friend. So here, I want to describe to you how I am with my friends. And then I want you to hear and listen as I describe how I treat my friends. And I want you to think about this from the position of a marriage. And have we been taught to treat our spouse this way or not? This is something I realized in my marriage. So my best friends, what? I'm there for them through thick and thin.
Hello?
You have to accept the call.
Hello?
I'm there for them through thick and thin. I'm there for them
Felicia.
even when they let me down. We go through ups and
Felicia.
downs, and I forgive them, right?
Hey, hold on
And
for us,
I'm
please.
able to forgive. I'm able to allow them to be vulnerable. They can share their deepest, darkest secrets with me. They're calling me when they're breaking down and they're crying. I'm not judging them and standing in the position of judging them when they're not whole or 100% or at their best.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Trust, loyalty, patience. You're patient with your best friends. You hang in there with them.
You're forgiving with
You're
your best
forgiving.
friends. Yes. Hold on, Felicia. We're coming. Yes.
So
you're forgiving.
when it comes to marriage, think about how much we don't apply those principles to our partner. If your husband or your wife came to you right now and broke down talking about some of their truest, deepest, darkest feelings, secrets, the vulnerability, it's very difficult for a man to express himself that way.
Yep.
Because he's got to be the man.
Yep.
But it's our responsibility as wives to create an atmosphere where they can do that.
We call it a safe atmosphere where he can lay his head in your lap.
So he can be my best friend, so he can tell me, I really am struggling with this, babe. This is hard.
Correct. So let's do this. Keep that in mind. Let's
Okay,
go.
let's go.
Okay, Felicia.
Yes.
Welcome.
We finally got a call.
Hi.
Hello.
Felicia.
Welcome to the Life with the Popes. How can we help you tonight?
Okay, by the way, I love you guys. I love Rebecca. I've been following you for a year now, so I just love this opportunity.
Good.
Okay, so, well, basically, I lost 200 pounds. I've been on a weight loss journey for about 10 years now. And I still have, like, skin in certain areas, and it makes me insecure when dating.
Right.
I'm a believer, I'm a Christian, I'm abstinent, I'm, waiting for marriage, and I think Rebecca have a video that says, Christian women over spiritualized dating and relationships, and I was definitely one of those women who wanted, like, and I recently met somebody online, they recently met somebody online, and you kind of met in person one time, and the person is out of state, and we're talking, and I did get really vulnerable with him, kind of maybe too quick. I showed him, like, the areas of my skin and stuff like that. He told me that he's okay, he's fine with it. But I just still have a lot of insecurities, and I expressed it to him, and I kind of told him at first, like, I wasn't ready to date, because I kind of felt like I wanted to give myself just one more year.
Okay.
You know, and I don't, you know, I still don't know. I'm like, God, is this you? You know, I'm just praying and trying to see where it goes. You know, I don't know. But
how long have you guys been talking?
I'd say like going on 3 months.
Okay, and how often have you seen him? How many times have you seen him?
Only once. He lives in Dallas and I live in Florida.
Okay, so that is not a relationship. Okay, you don't know him. Just talking on the phone with someone, I mean, he could be dating 5 other women in Florida for all you know. You don't know him. Until you guys start making seeing each other a higher priority. You should be dating other people. You should not be putting all your eggs in that basket because you don't know him. Having a relationship over the phone is not a relationship. And if you guys haven't even committed to each other, a lot of these questions are actually premature, right? I mean, have you had a conversation around, we go together, hey, I don't want you seeing anybody else, baby, you're my lady? Has he said any of that stuff that makes you say, oh, I gotta shut this down, or I'm ready to shut this down, this could be the one? Has any conversation like that?
He does.
He says those things.
He would send the flowers saying that I'm Mrs. his last name.
Okay, and that stuff is all real easy to do. It's real easy to send flowers and say really nice things. But in the meantime, he could be in Florida screwing somebody right this second. And that's kind of the nature of men until they actually commit mind, body, spirit to a woman. And so at the end of the day, you're going to have to make seeing each other more of a priority so you have more to go by. You got to see him in person to get to know him. And then you can make a better judgment of whether or not he's sincere. Now, what you don't do is you don't move fast. You don't prematurely commit. You need information and facts to make a really logical decision of whether or not this person is a good fit for you and you're compatible and there's a future.
So, Felicia, to sum it up, and we got some more callers coming through. I want to say this to you. That's why this Ready, Set, Love is so important, because it's going to teach you again how to date, but also how to date slowly. Not jump in the fast lane, but slowly. How to vet, how to date, how to look for things. And then, because here's the thing, you don't want to be overbearing to the point you feel like you have to rush this thing. And God is not the author of confusion. So anytime you're feeling rushed to do something, that's not God. That's not God. That's you, or the pressure of something that's causing you to want to make, or, well, he's into me, so let me get him before he see the real me. Well, no, he shouldn't see you until, he shouldn't marry you until he see all of you, meaning the good, the bad, and the ugly. So it's important. That's why this Ready, Set, Love course is going to be so powerful in helping. All right.
And so wait, one last thing, honey. One of the things that I will say to you is this: you've got to heal emotionally and mentally on the inside. You've dropped all this weight. Now your spirit, your inner person has to become as confident as the outside is now looking. Right? Now you're not used to that, because just fixing the outside doesn't mean that all of a sudden you have high self-esteem. So you would still be out here dating from that same positioning of insecurity, which is going to attract insecurity. So you've got to do your work to make sure you become supremely confident, bold, loving yourself inside and out. That's work you've got to do, not something that a partner can give you, okay? Okay. All right, honey. Blessings in abundance.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Now, bye-bye. So, Vanita says, Robin. Okay, awesome.
Okay,
So,
go ahead, baby. I'm just going to go back to some more questions.
So again, to kind of piggyback on what we're saying to Felicia, is you have to take your time, date properly, vet properly, and stop putting so much on God, is this your will? Because at the end of the day, if you truly take your time, you'll know the will of God, because there's a peace that will come with it. You're out of the camera, Ms. So
I'm trying.
So there's a peace that will come with it. So you want to make sure that we pay close attention to the peace of God. When Rebecca and I was dating, it was a peace with us. That was a comfort there. That was we dated for about
16 months.
Yeah, 16 months. And
Before
so,
we got
you know, and you want to make sure, and even then, you know, you still have things you're going to learn that you, after you say I do.
There's
But
gonna
at
be so
least you're able to go into it with a head start versus getting in and now you being reactive instead of proactive. Okay? All right.
Okay, so one of the questions over here on Instagram says, what do you do if your spouse is verbally abusive / narcissist? They accept zero responsibility and I have to walk on eggshells.
Well, here's the thing. First of all, you should never be afraid of your spouse, period. You don't marry someone to be intimidated by them or to have to walk on eggshells. You come into the relationship with expectations just as well as he comes into the relationship with expectations. First thing first, he has to respect you. When you get married, you become one. So to hurt you is to hurt him. So it says a lot about how he feels about himself. Number two, you have to be able to speak how you feel. You shouldn't have to walk on eggshells. I remember Rebecca and I, we had to learn how to argue. It's important to learn how to argue. You can't just say what comes to mind because you have to be respectful of the person you're talking to, but also have to learn how to communicate what you want. I'm not a good communicator, believe it or not. I'm thinking Rebecca should read my mind because I'm telling you when I'm really not telling you. She's more blunt to the point. I'm more of a, I don't want to hurt your feelings about what I have to say. So you have to learn how to communicate with each other. One of the biggest causes of divorce is the lack of communication. When I do my classes on premarital, I do a lot of talking about communication. Study says 7% of what you say is actually heard. Something like 57% is actually your nonverbal cues, your eyes, your movement, your smacking lips, I ain't paying no attention. That speaks louder than whatever you're saying. And so if he's narcissistic and refuses to accept responsibility, have you checked him? Because you have a right to check him. I check Rebecca, Rebecca checks me. It's holding each other accountable. And we're in a relationship together. I'm not her partner and she's not mine. We're both each other's partner. And how you check each other, you do it in love. Rebecca.
So, you know, if you have stood up for yourself, now here's the thing. If you have been in this situation for a long time and your self-esteem has been beat down and you are literally now at a point you're in an abusive marriage, and if you've gotten to the point where you're so beat down that your self-esteem is in the ground, you find it hard to voice your own opinion, to speak your mind, you know, it's too late to give you the advice of what you should have done before you got married, that the signs were there. You're married now.
You're married.
Well, listen, if you begin to make your needs known and you begin to express and communicate, you have to get help or I'm out. That's going to sound and feel like an ultimatum. That's okay, because that's all he or she is going to understand.
Yes.
Is an ultimatum. And now whatever they choose to do, whether they choose to get the help and take you serious, or whether they choose to not listen to you and don't take you serious, you can't be bluffing. Get your ducks in a row and be prepared to leave. If they are unwilling to do the work necessary to heal in order to treat you right, then you have got to leave. And leave them alone to get their own stuff together. If he then wants to come back around and try to win you back, and because he realizes he's losing the best thing he ever had, fine. But if he doesn't come to his senses, deuces. Because you cannot spend the rest of your life waiting on somebody to figure it out when you're not holding them accountable. But first, hold them accountable to do their work.
Now, I'm going to pick back and then we're going to read this one here. But Junie says, some things are better not said because saying it causes more problems. Well, it's according to what that something is. If it's something, we have this kind of 24, 48 hour rule, right? Where we give it time to see if it's still lingering after a day or two, or something we say to each other. If there's a problem that's still lingering, because some things are just us needing to mature. Simple as that. But then there's something that hurt to the heart that's actually a deal breaker that we got to talk about. And so if you give it that 24 to 48 hour cooling off period, and then after that time it's still bothering you, it's not nagging, it's addressing something that could cause major problems down the road. When that oil light comes on your car, you can't keep riding and paying no attention. You have to get it serviced or it's going to break down. So when these arguments happen in relationship, it's just like a brake light, a service light coming on. You need to pull in and get a tune-up. You need to get a relationship tune-up. Sometimes you can't say it, so you need a third person to come in to be the mediator to say, okay, I hear what you're saying. What do you have to say? Okay, I hear what you're saying. Now, here's what I see. Because you're right. You could say the wrong thing. And sometimes it's not what you say, but how you say it and when you say it. Sometimes you need that cooling off so that you can walk away. That's why I say 24 to 48 hour cooling off period. When I do my premarital counseling and sometimes my marital counseling, we have tough subjects we talk about. And I tell the couples and I charge them, you cannot address anything we just discussed for 48 hours. 48 hours? Yes. This one particular couple didn't listen. And as soon as we shut off talking, they went right into it and they almost ended up in a divorce because they refused to give it that space to cool off. You gotta go to your corners and cool off. So
and I'll add this, now narcissism has become such a big keyword. Everyone throws around. Anybody who's been hurt in a relationship or is in a relationship with a jerk or a jackass wants to call them a narcissist. That is not true. There's a lot of people in situations who have catered and enabled bullies, catered and enabled behavior because you don't speak your mind, you don't stand your ground, you don't communicate your needs, you've never made your needs a responsibility, a requirement, you don't. So anyway, so you become a doormat. Now you want to say when somebody's walking all over you, when you've become a doormat, I'm married to a narcissist, I'm dating a narcissist, he's a narcissist, she's a narcissist. No, maybe you're passive aggressive. Maybe you're punking out. Maybe you're not holding standards.
Maybe you're codependent.
Maybe you're holding standards in low standards in your life, and everybody takes advantage of you. Everybody's not a narcissist. Everyone's not a narcissist. There's a lot of people who treat you bad but treat everybody else good. Why do they treat you bad? Because you allow it.
And remember this, just because, if you look at the word narcissist, it gives you a characteristics of what it falls under.
It's a disorder.
It's a disorder that has various, because you meet one of those disorders don't mean you have that condition. Okay?
Everybody's got a little bit of narcissism in them because of ego.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, don't start reading all these blogs and all this stuff about narcissism and say, oh, my husband's a narcissist, my wife's a narcissist. They have to fit that diagnosis of a narcissist. It's just everybody now wants to believe, oh, I was in a relationship, I'm so abused, I'm so, oh my God. Well, baby, maybe you need some standards in life. Maybe you need to learn how to stand up for yourself. Maybe you need to learn how to walk away when people don't treat you right.
So this question on Instagram says, what do you say to a woman who believes that being a virgin automatically makes them marriage material? Or dating material? First of all, just because you kept your cookies in the cookie jar don't mean you're not crazy. It doesn't mean you know how to date. And what it means is two things. One, what have you gone through? Just because you haven't had sex, what have you gone through mentally and emotionally that, let me finish, that when you do get with a man, he becomes your first, he might not even want to be with you because you're crazy. So being a virgin don't mean nothing to a man who's had virgins and non-virgins, and he looking for somebody who got some common sense and want to build a relationship. Just because your stuff tight don't mean nothing. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Baby, listen, how about, I've heard from people, and this is real talk, y'all. I told y'all to put the kids to bed before we had this conversation.
Let me scroll up.
I have heard people calling themselves virgins or people calling themselves abstinent and celibate, but they'll do everything except intercourse. Everything. I'm talking oral. I'm talking all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going down, and people are still saying, well, I'm a virgin, or I'm abstinent, I'm celibate.
Can I be honest?
But they doing everything but penetration.
Well, listen, just because you tell me you're a virgin as a man, that don't mean nothing to me. Seriously. especially if you're an old virgin, like the 30 or the 40-year-old virgin, we need to talk. Because two things. One, what have you been doing for the last 30 to 40 years? Okay? You might have been masturbating. Now we got these crazy, wild expectations of a man. You might have been, who knows? And what I'm getting at is this. Just because you're a virgin doesn't make you marriage or dating material. That's why the Ready, Set, Love course is so important, because you're going to be surprised of people that are ready for love, but they got a little hiccup. And then you got some people say, well, I love the Lord and I'm a Christian. And do you not know that 50% of Christians are divorced? So being a Christian doesn't mean your marriage is going to work. If anything, it just means you're going to probably say a few cuss words and have to test your religion, because let's be real. Just because I love God don't mean I'm going to love Rebecca.
Not at all.
And again, he that findeth a wife, I might have found a woman. And just because she's a wife, is she my wife? Okay? Just because she's a wife doesn't mean she's my wife, because it takes a special person to love you. It takes a special person. Yeah, it's not just anybody. If that's the case, everybody will have somebody. But at the end of the day, that love is so... I'm going to talk about something I can't get into, but it's about purpose. And if you understand how important purpose is, how that one out of a million sperm cells finds one egg, that means that's purpose when it creates pregnancy. When you get into a relationship, that's purpose. It's rare to find it. It's special. Anybody can get married, but everybody cannot find that person. All right, I'm done. I felt God on that one.
Listen, I mean, it's the truth. And one of the things that's so important to realize for the single people tuning in is that Carrie and I are both divorcees. We've both been married multiple times to get to this. This is another thing people don't want to talk about, is their mistakes, the choices you made in learning so you could get to the point where you wise up the reality around what's right for you and what's a fit for you, or come into yourself so you know who you are, what you want, what your likes and dislikes are, so you can know what's compatible with you.
Say this, don't get Carrie started. Sandy, it's too late. I'm gone now, girl, because here's my thing. Why am I not married? I'm a good woman. Oh, somebody's just, this the devil. No, boo. No. First of all, can I go there?
Yeah.
Take this the right way. Don't get offended. But some of you are attracted to people that are out of your league. You're attracted to somebody that is doggone 1% of the population. You want to Idris. What's his name?
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba, when you look a little bit like Cicely Tyson. And I'm not being funny, but what I'm going is ask God to give you your purpose partner. I'm just being honest. And let's be real. I can't stand when people say, I'm good, but you want something that is not on your level and it's out of you. This is real talk. And so ask God to give you what's yours. Stop saying, what? This is the truth. And even with men, you want to find Halle Berry, but you look like doggone Fat Albert. And you wonder why I can't get a woman. Lose some weight. Go to the gym. Stop eating every hot dog you see. Exercise. Get off Nintendo or PlayStation. Go get a job. Get 2 jobs. Give us something to come home for. Then you may find that perfect person. A woman don't want a boy. She want a man. Come on now. Y'all done got me. I told you they got me going. And so with it being said, nobody wants to get in a relationship where you got to take care of somebody. No, I want to get in a relationship where together we can create something. No. You better talk, girl. You got me started.
I'm just listening to you tonight. Listen.
Am I telling you the truth, though? How many? Yes. This is the truth. Date on your level. So guess what?
You don't have to go to Latin America to find somebody.
No, because in Latin America, you might
be gorgeous, but they trying to take you for everything you got.
Or they might have had a change you don't know about and find out about it later on. Why we can't have kids? Why do you talk to you about something?
Kim says, how do you know your level? Here's how you know your level.
Let's go, Kim.
Take sex off the table and see who you can attract and who sincerely is interested in you and just getting to know you.
Yeah.
That's how you know who's really on your level.
Yeah.
Take the benefits. If you're a man, take the money off the table. Stop whining and dining and spending so much. See if she likes some ice cream dates with you. See if she don't mind just walking in the park or a movie date with you. And see if she's still attracted to you, interested in the conversation. It's not about you entertaining her. Do that and you'll see who's really on your level. Don't even go into the dating situation. Men, don't even go in acting like you got a bunch of money.
Let me talk about this money thing, okay? If you lead with your money, then stop calling her a gold digger. Let's be honest. I can buy a prostitute because she wants to get paid. So let's keep it real, ladies. A man wants more than somebody that just looks good. Okay? Can you minister to me when I don't feel good about myself? What if I lose my job? What if I lose my company? Are you only here for the benefits or are you here to love me? Because here's my thing. Rebecca met me at one of my lowest points when I had lost everything. Okay? She could have packed rags, said, no, I'm good. No, I thought you was a big baller shot caller. But she saw beyond my lack and saw my heart, saw who I am and said, no, hold on. I know what's out here, and they ain't you. Okay? Because we know money comes, money goes. Sex comes, sex goes. What looks good today is going to drop tomorrow. But if you love me at my worst, then you are definitely going to get the best out of me. I refuse to give someone my best who has been there for me at my worst. This is real talk. So men, stop leading with your money, because ladies can make their own money. Stop leading with you can drop it like it's hot and rock your toes, make your toes curl in the bed, because I got a vibrator. I can turn it on. I got brand new batteries. This is real talk. I'm telling you, put the kids to bed. So all this stuff that you think moves a woman, or moves a man, what we are looking for, and especially if you're in your 30s and your 40s, you done been through all that trying to prove yourself and break somebody's back and make it. No, when you get to the certain age of maturity, you're looking for someone who is simply looking for the best out of life. Looking for a purpose partner that they can enjoy life with, that they can see the world with. That even if we sit at home and watch Netflix, I'm having the best time of my life because I'm sharing it with you. Listen, if all we can afford right now is a slice of bread and put it in the toaster because we can't even put butter on it. Baby, as long as I can break this piece of toast in half and share it with you, we're going to get out of this. But some people are like, I didn't sign up for this. I can do bad by myself. Baby, I don't need you. And most people, if you be honest, you don't need somebody to remind you if they can do bad by themselves. No, because when I come up, then what? Because what goes down got to come up, boo.
It's all a cycle of life.
Y'all done got me started. I'm done.
It's the cycle of life. Ting, ting. He's so crazy.
Y'all listen, y'all know how the popes do it. We keep it real. And right before we go off, I always get crunk. But this is the truth. So someone's asking the question, how do you know your level? Someone said, well, I don't like my level. Well, Ready, Set, Love, again, is to help you be the best you. Because sometimes you become what people want you to become, and you're not living your best life. You're living the life that someone predestined for you, not God.
Or maybe you're not being real with yourself about who you really are.
Or there you said.
Maybe those self-esteem or insecurities has you seeking validation by seeking somebody who is so above you because you want to feel like that, you want to relate to that, that's what you want to be, but that's not really who you are. No. What does your credit score look like? What does your body look like? What do you drive? Where do you live? What do you do for a living? How much money do you make?
Well,
are you seeking validation outside of yourself because that's where you want to be? You don't get to date based on potential. Date based on who you are.
Shanetta said, Carrie Pope, that's what I want. I'm not perfect, and I will work with him, and he should work with me. Listen, when I first let's get ready to close this. When I first was introduced to Rebecca, I went on Facebook, and I began to look through her pictures, and I'm looking at her going, I am not about to get associated with that. She is above me. She's living this high life, and I'm a simple guy. I like simple things. Well, we started talking and found out that, we have so much in common. Backgrounds, ministry are the same. We love family. We love things. And it began to be see where it was like, wait a minute. Wait. I can help you, and you can help me, and we can both meet in the middle because we're going to the same place. This is God's will. And so we began to really, for me, when you've been hurt, you automatically look for reasons not to get with someone. And I'm so glad that I didn't follow my first instinct.
He didn't run. We worked through it. And has our marriage been perfect in the 4 years? No. We've had some sleepless nights. We've had some fights and arguments, and I can't stand you and you can't stand me. But when the smoke cleared and the sun rose the next morning, she was right there. I was right there. So one of the things we want to do, I know we're getting a gazillion questions, but this is going to be gone. We're going to be on every week, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. for Life with the Popes, and this is the Friends with Benefits series.
I got to hear about that one.
Okay, and so one of the things I want you to do is send us an email at info@lifewiththepopes.com. Info@lifewiththepopes.com. Send the questions that you put inside of these comments tonight that we didn't get to. Send them to info@lifewiththepopes.com, because we want to make sure we address, and we're going to even try to do some posts to answer some of your questions. We'll answer them live next week as well.
I think it's best to answer them live.
We'll answer them live, but there's so many questions, Carrie.
But we'll get to them. We'll get to them.
So email us, info@lifewiththepopes with your questions. Sign up for our email list. There's a link up above for you to sign up into our email list so you're able to get our updates, get our newsletters, get our little blogs and everything we send out for those of you who are on this journey with us. We so appreciate you tuning in tonight. We're so excited to be back. Tuesdays at 8 p.m. We are here.
Yes. And don't forget the Ready, Set, Love course. Someone said, when will it be available? Very soon.
Very soon.
We're finishing up.
Everything is getting set up right now to offer it on our website, so you're able to sign up for it.
Correct.
So it'll be coming up very soon.
All right. So let's end with this one. Robin says, what if you like a guy, but he's not a godly man? Would you like to just that one?
Well, Robin, I have questions.
Yeah. We got some questions.
When you say he's not a godly man, see, this can take on several different perspectives. Mm-hmm. When you say he's not godly, are you saying that means he doesn't go to church? Or are you saying that he smokes or that he drinks? What do you mean when you say he's not godly?
Right. Because every man has godly characteristics, but he may not have religious views or religious acts.
And are you like super Christian? Or do you live in church? Are you at church 2 and 3 times a week and he's not? Like, what is it about the compatibility when you say he's not a godly man? What does that mean? We're going to need some more details.
And we're going to address it more in one of our sessions, but I want to say that because when the person said, I want a godly man, we're about to lose Instagram, so let's say it quick. We got 2 minutes.
Instagram, we love you. Email us, info@lifewiththepopes, to send all your questions we didn't get to tonight. Make sure you sign up at a link. You guys don't have the link on there. Email us and we'll get you the link.
There you go. info@lifewiththepopes.com. We'll see you next Tuesday, Instagram. We love you much. Now, you're going to fade away, but fade away to glory. Okay, back to you over here. When a person says they're not a godly man, he doesn't pray with me. He doesn't fast with me. He doesn't go to church. That doesn't mean he's not godly. That just means he may not have religious...
We're losing you on Instagram. If you want to come over to Facebook, we're wrapping up with Carrie and Rebecca Pope. We have a fan page, Carrie and Rebecca Pope, over on Facebook if you want to just catch the last few minutes.
And still come over and join us because we want more fans.
Yeah, then you can follow our page over there.
That's right. Because here's the thing. Religious doesn't mean that they're going to love you. Again, some things, again, go back to traditions. So a godly man is someone that loves God and loves you. Yeah. To me, that's a godly man. Loves God and loves you.
And nowadays, I mean, I think sometimes Christian women it's really difficult because they're wanting a man who is living in church or literally is like their pastor is what they're looking for in a godly man. Your average man isn't living in church. He's focused on his money. He's focused on his job. He's focused on improving himself. He's focused on taking care of his mama, his kids. In other words, a godly man, a man who doesn't live in church can have a great heart, great work ethic, integrity, have a heart and values after God.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean he lives in church.
And to be honest with you, I was a very super religious man who lived in church. And Rebecca helped bring me balance, because I had to understand that there's a place for God and there's a place for family. And God is in family. But I didn't have to be in church 7 days a week, 24 hours a day to know who God is. Bye-bye. Instagram's gone. All right. So with that being said, Cheryl made a good point. Please inbox us or send this question more in depth. No. Email us. I'm sorry, that's what I'm trying to say.
info@lifewiththepopes.com. We'll answer more of your questions next week. We'll take more callers because we're going to figure out our little Pope hotline.
But we're going to get that together. But with the hotline, you ask a question and we say bye. We can't counsel you because that's why we have individual sessions.
There's got to be an actual question, not so much description of your situations, because we have to be able to answer your questions.
Right, answer your questions.
Okay?
All right, guys.
All right, love you.
So anything else before we go?
Make sure you sign up for our email list so we can stay in contact with you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We love you. Email us, info@lifewiththepopes.com.
Blessings in abundance, guys.
Blessings in abundance.
Take care.
Bye-bye.